Hello, this is LordUg and welcome to Don't Starve. Now today is going to be a little bit different because usually, of course, you sit back and watch me play and I enjoy that. But today I've been asked if I would do a episode on bees because somebody wants to know information about bees. So, well, I thought, why not? I haven't actually got a lot of time today and so I thought, well, why not do a video on bees? Now, I'm not going to be kind of being out there and crazy or anything. I'm just going to get the information to you, so so you know what you're dealing with. So if you don't really need to know about the bee, then feel free to close the video and I'll cry. Kidding. No, feel free to close the video because not everybody needs to know about the bumblebee, the humble bumblebee. Humble bumblebee. Sorry. Okay, serious. Let's get to it. Anyway, so bees, they're non-aggressive. They live in hives, of course, to start with, and they can also build bee boxes for them. Now they're a non-aggressive mob, but if you attack one, or if you collect honey from a bee box, that will make them aggressive. Right? And they will attack you then. They don't chase for long. They'll chase for a few seconds if you're just running along at full speed. They'll chase for a few seconds, then they give in. So they don't hold aggression long. Although, if you do annoy the killer bees and they're still out when you go back, then they will attack you again. They will get aggressive on you again. Now, a normal bee, I'll explain killer bees in a minute. A normal bee is yellow in colour. It's the one that flies to the flowers, collects the honey and does all that stuff. When fighting, it does around about 8.5 points of damage. So we'll say 8. So we'll round it off to 9. So we'll say there's 9 points of damage per hit. Now that doesn't sound a lot, but when you've got 3 bees or 4 bees or 5 bees all hitting you together, well, let's just say you've got 4 bees. Okay, that's 36 points. Okay, 36 points per round if they all hit you. So you get hit twice by each one of these 4 bees. That's 3/4 nearly of your hit points gone. That's just in 2 rounds. So as you can imagine, you don't want to get caught really in a swarm all attacking at the same time with no protection on. So, oh, by the way, that 9 is with no protection, no log suit, nothing like that. You can, of course, reduce damage with other things. They also stack up to 20. I don't know if you wanted to know that, but there you go. They stack up to 20, and then you start another stack. You can, when you kill one, they mostly drop the stingers. That's something about 84% of the time. They will drop a stinger. They also can drop honey, which is the rest. So let's say it's 84, then it's about 16% that that they'll drop a honey. So that's what they'll do. It'll be a stinger or honey, but most of the time it'll be a stinger, which of course can then be used in crafting, things like that. So you drop the stingers, which of course you need in the sleep darts. So they do come in handy. I just had to check that for a second. I thought I got that wrong. Also, you can catch bees with a bug net, and that will let you then create the bee mine, which is, I'll show you actually on here how that's made. The bee mine is there. So it takes 1 plank, 4 bees, and 1 flint. And the sleep dart is where you need the stinger. It takes a stinger for a sleep dart, a crow feather, and cut reeds. So you need bees for those 2 things. And of course, if you hit my filing cabinet, sorry. And if you need and if you want to make a bee box, you'll also need one because the bee box is, didn't mean that one. Where is it? Is that, no, this is there. Bee box is, see, not that. There. 2 planks, a honeycomb, and 4 bees. So that's how you make that. So you need bees for that, and you capture bees, as I said. If you need the actual bee, then you need to capture them with a bug net. If you need the stinger, then you can kill them. But of course, if you kill them near the hive, then other bees will come out to protect them. Now, if you find a hive and you destroy the hive, it will give you 3 honey and a honeycomb. A honeycomb is also what you need to make a bee box. Okay, so remember that. You need a honeycomb to make a bee box, so you have to go and destroy a hive to get the honey, to get the honeycomb. Okay, so I think that's the only use for a honeycomb right now. But I know you need one. Yeah, look there, you need one. There. So beware of that. You need one of those if you're going to make bee boxes around where you are. Right, if you find a bee in a hive, if you find a hive and you click on it, it will always attack it. You can do nothing but attack the hive. There's no way of farming anything from it unless you actually destroy it. Now, if you make a bee box, then what will happen is you will farm the honey from it. Now, you can tell when it's got honey prepared and ready. If you go up to one, you can see it kind of hanging over here, trickling down the sides. It's on all of them. So they all have honey to give. Now, when you harvest a bee box, you get round about 6 honey per box. Okay, so and of course, honey is very valuable for the cooking part of things. It prepares the very excellent honey ham that I like so much and I use a lot of. So it is really good to have. So beware of that. Beehives and bee boxes will also produce killer bees. Now, killer bees are different in the fact that they are orange in colour. They're not yellow, they're orange. Now, they are more powerful, they hit harder, they're more aggressive, but they will not attack you, again, unless you actually attack either the hive, another bee. So say there's a bee flying around outside, and you go up and you kill it because you want a stinger. The killer bees will come out. If you attack the hive, the killer bees will come out. If you go and collect honey, the killer bees will come out. So they come out basically to do any of the fighting for the bees. So be wary of that because they are a bit stronger. Just as normal bees do, say rounded off 9 damage, they will do a little bit more than that per hit, and they come out in a swarm too. Okay, so now you can catch a killer bee, in a bug net. You can still catch it like you can a normal bee. But the problem is that killer bees cannot be used in bee mines or bee boxes or anything like that. You cannot use that kind of bee to build a bee mine or a bee box. So it makes them kind of useless to you, because if you catch one and let it go, the very second it's free, it aggroes and comes and starts stinging you. So it makes the whole process of even catching one pointless. They are just there to protect the nest. Okay. Now the thing is that because of this, sometimes the game will stop spawning normal bees because for that hive or bee box, because all slots in that hive or bee box are taken up by killer bees, which means of course then the hive isn't getting normal bees in, which means you can't collect them for your bee mines, bee boxes, and they won't be flying around collecting honey and that, because all spots are taken up by killer bees. If that's the case, then the best thing to do is to aggro the killer bees and kill quite a few of them. I'm not saying all of them, but kill quite a few of them so that the game can start producing normal bees for that particular hive or bee box. So because it'll just stop your honey production and everything, and so you've got to be aware of that. Keep an eye on that. If suddenly your bee boxes seem to stop working or doing anything, or you don't see any normal bees flying around, like there's hardly any bees in the area, yet you've got, like me, I've got 4 bee boxes, but if all of a sudden there's no bees flying around or hardly any, then obviously some of the bee boxes have got are filled with killer bees. In which case you need to go aggro them and kill some of the killer bees off to make room. What else is there? Oh yes, if you wear a beekeeper's hat, it reduces damage. Like for normal bees, they hit with, let's say, 8.5, rounded off to 9. If you wear a beekeeper's hat, you get hit by, I think the last time I checked it, you get hit by only 1 point of damage per attack, per bee. So, of course, it does stop a hell of a lot of damage, but it doesn't stop all damage. And it does have a durability, the beekeeper's hat, so you won't have it forever, but it does reduce damage a hell of a lot. So if you're going to go and mess with a beehive or your bee mine or whatever, or your bee box or whatever. Throw yourself a beekeeper's hat on and then go and deal with them. And you'll usually find that you're very, very well protected. Even if you're just going to go and fight some killer bees to thin them down a bit, throw a beekeeper's hat on and you'll be pretty well protected with that, and go and fight them. Well, I think that's it. The rest is obvious. The bees will go and collect from flowers. They will fight anything that attacks them, including hounds and everything like that. They have 100 points of health, like everything else, really. I don't really know. That's really all there is on the subject of bees. And the person who has asked me about it, I hope I've filled things in enough for you and told you, let's just have a quick look at bee mines so you can see it. It's there. I showed you that earlier. So, I hope I've explained enough. If there's anything in particular you wanted to know about bees, then let me know. But I've kind of just, said everything I can think of about them. And, that's about it. So, and if you do, of course, you can also, if you want to, if you can lure bees out of their hive and then get round them and go and destroy the hive, then you can always go back at night and with a bug net and with some, with a torch or something, and collect them that way while they sleep at night if you don't want to face them in the day. So, there's them kind of things you can do, little tricks like that. So, there you go. Anyway, I'm going to go. So, thanks if you've stayed with this and you've stayed and listened. I hope it's helped you out. And remember, if you want to know anything else about any animals or anything in the game, let me know, and I'll see if I can do a little episode on that for you to tell you what you want to know. So, hope this has helped. I'll see you next time. So for now, take really good care of yourselves, and goodbye for now, my friends.